Greetings everyone and welcome back to Catic Reviews, more specifically to the video game stuff. This time we're talking Demon Gaze 2, a game that was originally released on the ill-fated PlayStation Vita. Poor Vita. No love. But thankfully this sequel comes to us in the form of a PS4 version. Yay! It's not gonna win any awards. It's not gonna surprise you. It's not gonna do anything particularly all that fantastic. But for what it is, an isolated bubble, Demon Gaze 2 might be one of the most surprisingly diverse diversions you can find in the Japanese RPG genre. And after playing it for 66 hours, yeah, you heard me right, 67 to be more precise, I can vouch for that. Demon Gaze and Demon Gaze 2 rely on this mechanic. You are the Demon Gazer, a special being that can, using special vision, like a golden eye or what say you, can control the demons that you end up beating. It just so happens that these demons, seeing that it's a Japanese RPG game, happen to be hot anime babes. In the second game, there is a revolution going on in the city of Asteria. A revolution from a guy by the name of Sirius Magnestar. He wants to rule the world and everything in it. But there's an even deeper, more eerie motive behind it. But you have to play the game to find out. You used to be part of the Asteria Revolution, led by the sisters Muse and Twin. They, along with an assortment of other characters, Kessel, a warrior who runs an item shop, Toma, the local maid and housekeep, and of course Permit, who is a mortician and an ether mill keeper. Brahma is the only character that comes from the first game from the Vita. This ragtag group, along with Gary, just a dude, and Lazarium, a high elf who drinks a bit too much, makes up the Asteria Revolutionary Forces. They've been getting their ass kicked as of late, until you show up having the power of a Demon Gazer, which can turn the tides in the revolution. Now, on to one big negative out of this game. There is a lot of text. There's so much talking and so much reading that might drive you a little bit nuts. Yeah, some sections do have full voice acting, but not every line is voice acted, which is a bummer. The musical tracks are few, yes, but the few that stick out really stick out. From the boss battle themes to the main theme, Starlita, and its many diversions of it through core parts of the game really stand out well. Outside of all the talking, well, what's the gameplay? Well, it's your standard Japanese RPG fare, but it's done more in the tone of early Dragon Quest and Ultima, as it's done in a first-person perspective as you run around the dungeon. These dungeons are grid-based, and you have to fill in the map as you walk, opening secret doors with a kick, facing enemy tokens that start up battles, and of course your random normal battles. In these dungeons, you'll have to deal with demon circles. These demon circles take special gems to activate. But these special gems have a cool feature upon them. For any kind of gem that you set, up to 3, gains you the kind of equipment that corresponds with the gem. Now, the rarity and strength of that equipment is completely RNG. Then you can take equipment that you have either outpowered, or can't fit to a teammate, and send it to the ether mill, grinding it into additional armor level up pieces for your weapons, which there are 6 types of them: knuckles, katanas, straight up swords, staves, bows, and knuckles. Using the ether mill will keep you up to speed with the tough enemies that you will face in the dungeon. You and 3 of your other party members. Of course, once you defeat all the demon circles, the main realm to the boss, which all the bosses are corresponding zodiac signs, like Capricorn, Taurus, Aquarius, and so on. Each of these bosses will run into you and give you a less powered version of their fight once you have 3 circles defeated. But once you have all of them, you are sent right into the demon realm and their own individual masquerade. In these masquerades, you have to solve a puzzle of sorts in order to reach them. Some having to do with musical notes, while others have to do with masks and corresponding colors. Really simple once you get the hang of it. But of course, in these realms, you can't escape back to the safety of your home base known as Stella's base, to rearm yourself with healing pickups, go to the armor mill, and so on. You have to win or go back in which you came and use a return spell to get back to base. But once you defeat each of the major demon bosses, they become part of your party with special skills known as Liberty skills that you first equip right when you get them, and at 30 and 60 level respectively. Now, these are the ways that the game changes your gameplay style, but also your gameplay style is also influenced right at the top of the game. Whether you're good, evil, or neutral determines what kind of spells that you get. If you're evil, you get more attacking spells that use pure power and force. If you're neutral, you get a mix, and if you're good, you oddly get a lot of good attacking spells, but also quite a few good healing spells as well. Knowing which demons fit your style of play is pretty easy to figure out. And I must state that there is one spell in particular, the spell Holy Shield, which is a technique that you use especially on the easier difficulties to break battles in half. With this technique, it gives you protection from enemy attacks, not affecting your health, as long as the attacks don't break the shield, which normally it takes 3 on average unless it's a really powerful attack. The Holy Shield will protect you from most of the random battles and even help you breeze through some of the lower level bosses. But outside of that, in the back game, the Holy Shield loses its save your butt device. But you gain 2 other save your butt devices in the form of demonizing your demons. This shifts them into their demon forms, upping their stats, but also giving you certain abilities that can only be used demonized, as well as the cross feature in the late game. Just call crossing the ability to merge with your demon of choice. But both of these mechanics are influenced by maintenance crystals. Maintenance crystals introduces a small, if not too complex, romantic game component in which by properly maintaining your demons will give them special demon abilities when they're demonized and will allow more turns for you and your demon of choice to see merge together in cross mode in the late game. Trust me, do this as often as possible. And you'll probably breeze through the game. But the battles are not easy, seeing that monsters can call on other monsters and lengthen battles. Yes, this also means more experience for you, but it also means that battles can drag on. Plus, there's the notion of Salvation's Light. On easier difficulties, you can use Salvation's Light to fully restore your team's life, MP, and whether they're dead or not. But also, it totally refills your gauge for your demonizing or crossing, known as Stargaze. As you defeat every demon in the game, you'll gain the ability to demonize or cross longer, up to 100 if you do it properly. Combine this with perfectly maintenance demons, and things like Demon Cross can be the difference between you winning and losing, seeing that in Demon Cross, the enemies cannot attack back. This combined with proper use of Holy Shield breaks battles in two, and the use of multi-cure spells. Combine that with proper upgrading and there's nothing you can't defeat. Not all the demons are required to beat the game, and finding a couple of them does take a little bit of the use of a guide too, but nothing that won't hamper you. The music, of course, is great, and the draw animations for the monsters and the anime cutscenes are decent, if not excellent. And the voice acting is serviceable. Saving can be done often and easy, and upgrading is none too complicated, seeing that stats are very easily laid out, letter graded, and the rarity at the special orange color you run into a rare weapon. Those are the ones you want to keep, otherwise they have high ether stats. Quests are pretty easy too and straightforward. Most of them have to do with the dungeons outside of two, a skull collection minigame that gets you revives, and a mushroom minigame that earns you furniture. The furniture stats are pretty much pointless, especially near the late game, but these two quests do last the entire course of the game, so it does give you something to do. The Skull's Quest, however, in my opinion, is the more important of the two trophies to go get. Demon Gaze 2 is a game that you'll probably skip. You'll probably miss it. But for those willing to take the outside the box approach and play something a little simpler, different, and with a style on it of its own, you may be surprised at how surprisingly deep this game is for such a simple premise. Combine that with its difficulty curve, and you might find a slight challenge, if only for a little bit. But it's not gonna beat the best that Japanese RPG games have to offer. And of course, you have to be open to it. It's too bad that the first game wasn't on PS4, but I'm kind of semi-glad that the sequel is. That's why I'm glad to give Demon Gaze 2 a 7 out of 10. It's a surprisingly good and deep game with a deeply satisfying difficulty curve, but a few game-breaking mechanics, lack of constant voice acting, and the simplicity of the story and graphics keeps it away from being among the greats in the Japanese RPG genre like Persona. Good if you're looking for something off the beaten path that's a little different. The game's worth picking up. I have to give special thanks to a YouTube channel here, more specifically Blazer Sora, for his non-commentary walkthrough of Demon Gaze 2 that's on his channel. It was through this walkthrough that I was able to get through the game. So, thanks, my man. I really appreciate it. Seeing that information and videos on the game are rare, it's nice to see somebody actually went through it. Good job upon you for completing the game on a harder difficulty than I did, and thanks for the help, my man. It really paid off. Until next time, I'm Nirvana Sparkle. Find peace in your own nirvana. And thanks for watching.